Level 1. The Ash Boy. The village burns before sunrise. You stand barefoot in the mud wearing your dead father's coat while black smoke rolls across the fields like a storm. People are screaming inside their homes. Livestock tear free from fences. Somewhere in the distance, a woman laughs. Not a normal laugh. Too sharp. Too happy. Then you see her standing on the church roof. The witch. Her dress moves, even though the wind is dead still. One of her eyes glows pale white. The other is missing completely. Around her feet, the crows gather in perfect silence. Your mother grabs your wrist and runs. She never makes it past the gate. The witch lifts one finger, and your mother's body folds backward with a sound like wet branches snapping in half. You don't even scream. You just stare. That is how the Order finds you. At dawn, men in black leather coats arrive on horseback, carrying silver lanterns and rifles carved with scripture. They step through the ashes without fear. One kneels beside you and studies your face. You saw her and survived. That night, you leave with them. You never see your village again. Level 2. The Initiate. The fortress smells like candle wax, steel, and old blood. There are no children here, only recruits. And most of them disappear before winter. You wake at 4 every morning to the sound of iron bells. You memorize demon sigils until your eyes blur. You learn how to load silver rounds, how to sharpen blessed steel, how to identify possession before the victim starts floating. The instructors beat hesitation out of you. Mercy gets hunters killed. One boy refuses to execute an infected farmer during training. The next morning, his bed is empty. Nobody asks where he went. At night, the older hunters whisper about the deep forest where witches sew skin into trees and drink marrow from animal bones. You pretend not to listen. But every recruit listens. Because fear is the real teacher here. Level 3. The Hound. Your first hunt begins in a swamp village 3 days north of the capital. Children have gone missing. The locals refuse to speak above whispers. Every door has salt scattered beneath it. Every window is covered. You travel with a veteran named Garrick, whose face looks carved from stone. Rule 1, he says while loading his rifle. If you hear singing, don't follow it. That night, you hear singing. Soft. Beautiful. Close. It sounds like your mother. You almost step into the trees before Garrick slams you against a wall hard enough to split your lip. The singing immediately stops. That's when you realize something was standing between the trees smiling at you. Something tall, something wearing human teeth around its neck. You kill your first witch before sunrise. Or at least you think you do. Because when the body burns, it screams in 3 different voices. One of them sounds like a child. Level 4. The Purifier. Now people fear you almost as much as the witches. Your black coat carries the red crest of the Order. Villagers lower their eyes when you pass. Children hide behind doors. You burn cursed houses. Execute infected priests. Interrogate survivors. The Order teaches you an important truth. Most witches are not born. They are created. A grieving mother begging the woods to bring back her son. A starving girl trading blood for warmth. A healer who learns the wrong prayer. That knowledge changes something inside you, because suddenly the line between monster and victim becomes harder to see. But hesitation is dangerous now. Your squad enters a monastery where every monk has sewn their own mouths shut. In the cellar, you find the abbess drawing symbols into the floor using human fat. She begs for mercy. You shoot her anyway. That night, you drink until your hands stop shaking. Level 5. The Black Hunter. You survive 5 winters. Most hunters don't survive 2. Now recruits stare at you the same way you once stared at veterans. Your armor is heavier. Your weapons are custom forged. You carry silver chains dipped in holy oil and a pistol reserved for high-blood witches. You also stop sleeping properly. Because the nightmares begin. You see dead villages, burning children, things moving in forests without faces. Sometimes you wake up with dirt beneath your fingernails. The Order doctors call it shadow rot. Too much exposure to witchcraft changes hunters over time. Some go mad. Some vanish. Some begin hearing whispers in empty rooms. One night, Garrick pulls you aside after patrol. You ever wonder why witches know our names before we arrive? You ask what he means. He just says, "The Order hides things." Then he walks away. 3 weeks later, Garrick disappears. During a hunt, the official report says witches took him. Nobody believes it. Level 6. The Executioner. You hunt hunters now. Not all corruption comes from the outside. Some members of the Order begin using forbidden magic to survive longer. Others secretly bargain with witches for power. Your job is simple. Find them. Judge them. Kill them. No trial. You execute a captain inside his own chambers after discovering black candles beneath his bed. He doesn't beg. He just smiles. You still think the order serves God? Those are his last words before the axe falls. Afterward, you search his office. Hidden beneath the floorboards is a journal describing something called the Hollow King, an ancient entity buried beneath the capital itself. According to the journal, the first witch hunters never destroyed the darkness. They chained it, and the order was created to keep that secret buried forever. Level 7, the High Inquisitor. Now you sit at the long black table beneath the cathedral. 7 inquisitors decide which towns are purged, which truths are hidden, which people disappear quietly at night. You have power now. Real power. Kings ask for the order's blessing before going to war. Entire cities obey your commands. But the deeper you climb, the uglier the truth becomes. The order does not hunt witches to save humanity. It hunts witches to control fear. Fear keeps kingdoms obedient. Fear keeps the churches powerful. Fear keeps the order necessary. And beneath the capital, chained in darkness, the Hollow King waits. Breathing. Dreaming. Growing stronger. You finally understand why witches keep appearing. The prison is failing. Level 8. The Lord Commander. The bells begin ringing at midnight. Not training bells. War bells. Across the kingdom, entire villages vanish overnight. Rivers turn black. Livestock are born without eyes. Hunters sent into the northern woods return skinless, or don't return at all. Then the reports arrive from the capital. The chains beneath the cathedral are breaking. You descend below the city with 300 hunters carrying blessed rifles and oil lanterns. The tunnels beneath the capital stretch for miles. Ancient stone. Old symbols. Bones sealed into walls. And at the center of it all sits the Hollow King. Not a monster. Not a demon. Something worse. An old, starving god wrapped in chains made from human spine. It opens its eyes. Every lantern goes out instantly. And suddenly every hunter around you begins hearing different voices. Dead wives. Lost children. Forgotten friends. Some shoot themselves immediately. Others turn their rifles on each other. The Hollow King never moves. It doesn't need to. Level 9. The Last Hunter. The order collapses in a single night. Cathedrals burn. Inquisitors flee. Entire hunter divisions slaughter each other in the streets. By dawn, the kingdom belongs to panic. You survive because you finally understand the truth. The witches were never the real enemy. The Hollow King feeds on fear itself. Every execution, every purge, every burning village. The order made it stronger for centuries. And now it is awake. You walk alone through the ruins of the capital carrying Garrick's old rifle. Ash falls like snow. Somewhere in the distance, people are screaming prayers that no longer work. Then your radio crackles. A voice whispers through the static. You can still join us. You freeze. Because the voice belongs to Garrick. But Garrick died months ago. The whisper comes again. Closer this time. You hunted monsters for so long, you never noticed what you were becoming. Behind you, boots scrape softly against stone. You turn slowly. And in the darkness, dozens of pale, glowing eyes open all at once. Level 10. The Hollowed. Garrick stands in the ruins wearing the same black hunter coat he vanished in months ago, but his skin is wrong now. Too pale. Too tight. Something moves beneath it like worms crawling under wet paper. The glowing eyes behind him belong to the missing hunters. Some still wear fragments of Order armor. Others carry rifles covered in dried blood and black roots. None of them blink. Garrick raises his lantern slowly. You know the truth now, he says. The Order never fought the darkness. It fed it. The hunters behind him step closer in perfect silence. You raise your rifle. Your hands shake. Not from fear, from exhaustion. Because deep down, part of you already knows he's right. Every village you burned, every innocent you executed, every terrified child dragged away in chains, the Hollow King consumed all of it. Fear was never the consequence. Fear was the fuel. Garrick offers you his hand. Join us, he whispers. No more lies. For one horrible second. You almost do. Then the city bells begin ringing again. Not from the cathedral. From beneath it, the ground trembles hard enough to crack the streets open. Buildings collapse into clouds of ash. Somewhere below the capital, Something massive is waking up fully for the first time in centuries. The Hollow King is rising. And suddenly every hunter around you drops to their knees screaming. Black veins spread across their skin. Their mouths open too wide. Shadows begin pouring from inside their bodies like smoke escaping a furnace. You run. Not like a commander, not like a hero, like prey. Level 11. The final flame. The survivors gather in the shattered cathedral at sunrise. 30 hunters remain from an order that once ruled kingdoms. Most are wounded. Some are half mad. One keeps laughing uncontrollably while cleaning his rifle. Nobody talks about survival anymore, only delay. Because the old records reveal the final truth hidden beneath the order for 900 years. The Hollow King cannot be killed, only chained again. And the chains require sacrifice. Human sacrifice. Not peasants. Not prisoners. Hunters. The same bloodline that built the prison must seal it. 100 souls. You only have 30 left. The oldest hunter in the room removes his gloves slowly. Burn scars cover both hands. We were always meant to die here, he says quietly. Nobody argues. That night, you descend beneath the cathedral one final time carrying silver torches and chain hooks forged from blessed iron. The tunnels pulse like veins now. The walls breathe. And far below, the Hollow King waits inside a chamber the size of a palace. Its body is no longer fully chained. You cannot even understand its shape anymore. Too large. Too wrong. Just looking at it makes your nose bleed. The surviving hunters spread out in silence around the chamber floor. One by one, they begin driving hooks into their own chests. Blood runs across ancient symbols carved into the stone. The ritual starts. The Hollow King screams. Not loudly, but directly into your mind. You see every witch burning, every execution, every lie the order ever told. And finally, you see yourself, standing in burning villages, calling it righteousness. The chains begin tightening again. Hunters collapse dead around the chamber. 20 remain. Then 12. Then 5. The Hollow King starts laughing. Because it knows the truth. There are not enough hunters left to finish the ritual. The prison will fail again. Eventually. It always does. You look at Garrick standing across the chamber in the shadows. He gives you a small, sad nod. Like he already understands your choice. You take the final chain. And wrap it around your own throat. Level 12. The Forgotten. By morning, the capital is silent. The fires are gone. The screaming stops. The surviving citizens crawl from hiding, believing the nightmare is finally over. They will never know what happened beneath the cathedral. The Order of Witch Hunters officially disappears that same year. Its records are burned. Its symbols erased. Its fortresses abandoned. People call it myth now. Just another dark story used to scare children. But deep beneath the ruined capital, the chains still creak. And somewhere in the darkness, you remain awake. Not dead. Not alive. Listening. Waiting. Because every few decades, the fear returns. A missing child. A whisper in the woods. A woman laughing somewhere beyond the trees. And eventually, another frightened little boy will survive the impossible. The order will find him. And the cycle will begin again.